This DIY turns basic bottles into amazing art, perfect for gifts and special events. And I'm gonna show you how to customize it your way with an easy hack. All right, so the first step in painting a champagne bottle is first covering the label with some masking tape, which I've gone ahead and done. The next step is you want to base coat it with a coat of white, either acrylic paint or chalk paint. I've done 2 coats of chalk paint here and I've let it completely dry. Now the next step is we're going to fill it in with a fun design. I've gone ahead and designed it on Canva. So Canva makes it super easy to get those really intricate designs. So what I did was I ended up printing it out on just a normal printer paper, and then I went ahead and added some carbon paper. I cut that out too with the same size, and I just stuck it at the back. And then I'm just gonna take a pen here and I'm just gonna outline the whole design. And then once I'm done, I'm gonna lift it off and you're gonna see how easy it transfers over. Okay, and now we're just gonna lift it up. Hopefully it transfers over nicely. So now that's literally ready to paint. All right, now I'm gonna fill in my initials and my border. And because it's so intricate here, I'm actually going to use a paint marker. All right, so the next step is I'm gonna show you how to paint the easiest abstract roses. So all I've done here is I've gone with a pencil and just outlined where I want my rose shapes as basic circles. And then I have a small round brush, and I'm just gonna grab a little bit of red paint on my paint palette. And I'm gonna show you right over here on this one. So what you're gonna do to start these roses is you're gonna paint these small little swooshes right in the middle, and they're gonna be kind of overlapping. And you're gonna paint these outwards from the center. And you're gonna leave a little bit of gap where you're gonna see some of that white of that bottle still showing through. And then at the edge, you can kind of choose if you want to keep them rounded, or you can kind of point some outwards like that and make it a little bit a non-symmetrical kind of circle, just like that. So that's the first step. Now, without cleaning off your brush, you're gonna pick up some white paint, and we're just gonna kind of paint over top of it, over top of some of that red, and it's going to blend a little bit and make those brush marks a little softer. But we don't want to cover all of that red at the same time, just blending a bit to create like a nice pink, a soft pink color, and it just softens the whole design. So now I'm basically going to repeat that rose all over my bottle, and then I'm going to show you the next step after that. And also I just want to mention here that I've purposely left spaces between the roses, because in a later step, I'm going to show you how to add some green leaves. So you don't want to make them too close together. You want to leave a little bit of a gap between all your roses. And I also want to mention here, this is my first time using my new glass insert in my palette. I heard about this from a subscriber from another video, so I just want to thank them for this idea because it's absolutely fabulous. I am really enjoying it. All right, now that we have our roses painted on, we're gonna add some beautiful pastel green leaves in between all of our roses. So I'm going to take them with the same brush I used, and I'm just gonna add just simple leaf shapes. And this is gonna add a beautiful pop of color. You're gonna see once we take that masking tape off, how this green pops against the red of the roses. So I'm just gonna repeat this all over the bottle. And I also wanna say a quick thank you to Maury, who is a subscriber who gave me this idea of painting an abstract bottle. Thank you so much for your idea and your inspiration. So this design is pretty much like a bunch of hearts that are gonna be overlapping and with different sizes too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and draw on some hearts, and I prefer not closing off the heart. It just gives it a more natural and organic look. And then I'm just gonna repeat that. I'm gonna change up the size, some small, some medium, some large. And then I'm going to move over to the pink color, and I'm just gonna repeat that. So I'm gonna add a nice big one here. And also you can overlap some of them too. So I'm gonna just go show you that I'm gonna overlap that green and red. They don't have to be side by side. And then we can also actually add different designs other than hearts that is kind of sprinkled throughout. So one of them that I've seen in designs is adding these X's. I also recently saw this design on a backpack at one of the local bookstores. And so I got re-inspired when I saw that. I'm like, oh my goodness. We can also add smiley faces too. That's another idea, which I've seen also. So you can add smiley faces. You can also add peace signs as well. And then another thing you can do is you can make hearts within hearts. So some of the bigger ones, you can add a little bit smaller hearts in them to give that a little bit more variety. And I want to show you another idea which you can do. So basically, if you want to gift this to someone, you can find a space within all the hearts and add their names. So I've done that on the other side. So I'm going to be gifting this to my brother and his girlfriend and their cat. And so I added their names kind of sprinkled throughout in some of the white space. So it makes it much more personal if you want to do that. All right, so the final step is to take off our masking tape. So basically, I'm just going to start at the corner here and gently peel it up. Now I just want to quickly mention sealing, because a lot of people often ask, do I need to seal it? And the answer is yes and no. So the cases I would seal your painted design is if you're going to gift it, if you're going to be selling it, or if you want a nice sheen to it. So as you can see here, I sealed this one and it has a nice glossy finish to it, which you can get if you are going to seal it in the end. Now, in terms of sealer, you have two different options. You have a brush-on sealer, or you have spray can variety. Now, if you're doing multiple bottles at once, I would do the spray can because it goes way faster. But if you want more control of where you add your sealer, like for example, you don't want to add it on the label without having to cover it, then the brush-on variety will be way easier to control where you put the sealer. And another thing to keep in mind is they come in different finishes. So this one here, your Mod Podge and the Duraclear are gloss varnishes. So they're going to be nice and shiny when they're dry. And they're also going to make, as a bonus, they make your colors pop and even more vibrant once the sealer is dried. But if you don't like the glossy finish and you like more of a matte finish, you can also get sealers with a matte finish. So I use this matte clear sealer on my terracotta pots, and as you can see, there's no shine to it. And the colors stay the same, so they don't brighten at all, but it's on there really nicely and you cannot scratch it off.
If you love this project, check out my champagne bottle decoupage tutorial next. It's another gorgeous way to transform your bottles, and it's easier than you think. And as always, sending you lots of peace, love, and color your way.